Kostya, this is what he has wanted most. For British boxing, what we always want to see. The recognised best in the world coming to appear here. But will all this lift Ricky Hatton, or will Kostya Tszyu yet again prove what has made him special? It's been a night to remember already. Let's hope the best is in front of us. Down to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for the bout you've all been waiting for. Prepare to welcome the boxers as they make their way to the ring. First, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the challenger from Manchester, England, Ricky the Hitman Hatton.
And amid this incredible atmosphere, just check out this reception tonight for Ricky Hatton. A 22,000 sellout crowd. The night of reckoning for Ricky Hatton after 38 straight victories. Ticket sold is 2 hours flat for this promotion. The night and the fight that we've all been waiting for in Hatton's career as he takes on one of the modern greats. Jim, what will be going through his mind now, do you think?
Well, for the first time in Ricky's professional career, he's actually the underdog. He's never been the underdog before, so much expected of him. Maybe being the underdog will relax him slightly, but he knows he faces one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the game today. I mean, last night I was compiling a list of the weaknesses of Kostya Tszyu, and I got stuck at number 1. There is no department of the game where Tszyu is short of anything. This is a massive challenge for Ricky Hatton. We know how honest Ricky is. We know he will give it every last thing he has. But boy, what a tough job he has on his hands.
There's his mum and dad, Ray, the former Manchester City fullback, and Carol. What must they be thinking? How nervous must they be at this moment? Stablemates are there as well with Ricky Hatton. His little mascot, James Bowers, is here, thanking all the fans for their support. But none of these fans can get in the ring and help him. He knows the job he has to do, then can he do it? Steve Collins, among the many world champions at ringside to watch this. They're all here tonight, celebrities, stars from all walks of life.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring, here comes the defending world champion from Sydney, Australia, Kostya Tszyu.
One of the most revered fighters of the era, Kostya Tszyu, who grew up in the industrial wasteland where they make the tracks for the Trans-Siberian Railway. Hardened by beatings in the gym from older boys when he was a kid. Later he ran barefoot on the snow and did push-ups on crushed glass. That's how hard this man is. He's only ever lost once, and that was 8 years ago. And he's beaten nearly all the top men out there at 10 stone. But he is 35 now, so you never know when age might kick in.
Yeah, but no signs of decline. We have to remember this man has spent the last 10 years doing what Ricky Hatton hopes he can do. We know what this man's capable of. We've seen him doing it. He was a world-class amateur, world-class boxer, world-class puncher. There are no weaknesses in his makeup whatsoever. We have to hope against hope that maybe Father Time does start to catch up with him. It's a long time since he's been in a tough fight. Only 3 rounds in the last couple of years. Okay, we're making a case for Ricky Hatton, but I have to be honest, Ian, I'm doing my best to make that case. You really have to favour this man strongly, but we wish Ricky all the best for taking this challenge on.
Tszyu tests out the ropes, skips into the ring. He's not really getting that hostile a reception, is he? I thought it would be a lot hotter for him.
But you have to appreciate when a superstar is in your midst. That's what this man has been.
Here's the tail of the tape for this massive fight. Probably the biggest fight in this country for 10 years. So, let's check it out. Hatton is 26, he's 9 years younger. That might be a factor if it becomes a long fight here. Hatton a little bit taller, slight reach advantage for Tszyu, who was right on the limit, but was originally 3 ounces over. Bit unprofessional that, not really like him, but not much. Hatton was just inside and looked great at the weigh-in. Tszyu has been a professional for 13 years, Hatton for 8. Hatton's actually had more fights, but Tszyu at a much more demanding level, and that is key. Hatton, for once, is not the favourite. Although there's been a flood of money for him, Hatton is 11-8 against now. It was as much as 2-1, a bit more than that in places. Tszyu 15-8 on. The draw 25-1, and we are just about all set. Here is Jimmy Lennon Jr., one of the great MCs in the world.
Before we begin our action, ladies and gentlemen, at this time I'd like to ask you to please be upstanding for the playing of the national anthems of both Australia and England. live and exclusive across the UK on Sky Box Office, and to our boxing fans joining us around the world, a very good evening to you and welcome to the MEN Arena here in Manchester, England, as it's time for the featured bout of the evening, brought to you by Frank Warren Sports Network in association with Vlad Wharton's Millennium Events, Sky Box Office, and Showtime, as sponsored by Parliament Vodka and 3. This bout coming away is sanctioned by the International Boxing Federation, the president Marion Mohammed, the supervisor Rob Scott, along with the British Boxing Board of Control, the steward in charge Charles Giles. Introducing at this time are 3 judges scoring this bout from ringside. From Oneida Castle, New York in the United States, Don Ackerman. From Paris, France, Alfred Osoro. From San Sebastian, Spain, Manuel Marichalar. And our third man of the ring, the referee in charge, working in this his 91st world title bout, Dave Paris. All right, fans, here we go with our main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the IBF Junior Welterweight or Light Welterweight Championship of the World. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Manchester, England, it's showtime! Introducing to you first on my right, the challenger, fighting out of the blue corner, entering the ring wearing blue trunks with black and silver trim, proudly representing his home of Manchester, England. He weighed in at 9 stone, 13 3/4 pounds, or 139 3/4 US pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign of the ring, 38 wins, no losses, 28 big wins coming by way of knockout. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, he is the challenger, but holds the WBU Light Welterweight Championship. Please welcome the sensational IBF #1 ranked light welterweight contender. Here is boxing's pride of Manchester, introducing the undefeated Ricky the Hitman Hatton. And his opponent across the ring, the defending champion. On my left, fighting out of the red corner, wearing a black trunks, fighting out of Sydney, Australia, by way of Sarov, Russia. He weighed in at 10 stone even, or right at the limit of 140 US pounds. His record stands at 31 wins, 1 defeat, 1 no decision, with 25 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former undisputed world champion. Here is the 2-time and current IBF Junior Welterweight Champion of the world, introducing Kostya Tszyu. Once again, a referee in charge, Dave Paris, now to give instruction.
Hold you both in the dressing room, boys. You know what I expect. Keep your punches on target, punch with the knuckle part of the glove. If one of you goes down, the other go to the furthest reach the corner. Break when I tell you to. Defend yourself at all times. Good luck to you both.
Referee Dave Paris, whose job away from the ring is as a film extra, playing walk-on parts. He's got a starring role tonight, all right, the biggest appointment of his career. Tszyu totally concentrated, as he always is, shutting out the crowd. Hatton, I thought, looked a bit pensive beforehand. He's fought this fight 1,000 times in his head. Can he do it for real? This is the master's degree course for Ricky Hatton.
Well, he's charging right out. I'd rather had a little look at Tszyu, see how the jab was coming, see what was in his mind, but he's going to do things the way he always does them. So this is going to be a war.
Hatton wants to get on the inside, and he thinks that his speed can take him there, and he thinks he might be stronger than Tszyu when he gets there. But is he? And what gaps will Tszyu take advantage of? He studied every Hatton fight frame by frame, says he knows Hatton better than Hatton knows himself. Hatton got in with a good little left hook as they worked on the inside there. It's messy. Hatton won't mind it in close, where he can deny Tszyu leverage, but this is a very, very hard-hitting fighter. Good jab that from Hatton. And there's a left hook though from Tszyu. It's not only the right hand you have to worry about. He can't be hit by too many of this guy's punches because every punch is like a kick from a mule.
But the main thing is he's making Tszyu work. Tszyu's not covering up, he's not giving way, he's fighting back, and at 35 this is the first thing that Hatton must do. Make this 35-year-old man and his 35-year-old legs work, and that's what he's doing. This is a good positive start from Ricky. Not reckless but aggressive.
The jab, very, very good. He's making Tszyu think all right. Tszyu's often a slow starter, though. He was against Zab Judah, then demolished him in the second round. Holding behind the head, bit of rabbit punching.
Yeah, well, Ricky's roughing him up. That's what they want to see as well. Hatton did not take his eyes off Tszyu during the introductions. He is fired up for this.
Right. Tszyu is undoubtedly the #1 man in the world at this weight. Can Hatton prove that he is tonight by beating him?
What will Tszyu think when he finds out Hatton can do this for 12 rounds? It's untidy, but that's Tszyu's fault because he's the one tying up. He's the one who does not like to fight at this pace. He's a thinker.
It's a good start this by Hatton so far.
He's been cut with left hooks, has he? He's lost his carefulness now. He needs that chin down and needs the hands up to catch the counters.
Pressure has to be educated from Hatton. He has to keep Tszyu thinking. He's driving him back with this jab, though.
These punches are too frantic. You know, there's no real method. This is like charging in, trying to make a statement. There's no real method in what he's doing. And they're not good quality punches, but he's been caught. This is better. But he's getting caught with quality punches on the way in.
Bit square on, and he has been caught with right hands earlier on in his career. Remember, he was down in the first round against Eamon McGee and badly hurt in the second of that. He mustn't get careless, Hatton. Mustn't be drawn in by the emotion of the crowd. He has to be Mr. Cool in there as well, but it's white hot this opening round.
Tszyu is trying to get himself out into the centre of the ring now. Excellent first round, probably on what rate on Ricky Hatton's card, but he took too many dangerous punches for my liking.
Billy the Preacher Man Graham, who's been with Hatton all the way. Mick Williamson, the cut man, who might be important. Hatton has cut in the past.
He made a statement, but he had to take some punches on the way in. I don't think he can carry on with these tactics because Tszyu, towards the end of the round, was beginning to try to get himself to the centre of the ring. I think he was shocked at the the tenacity of the attacks, but they weren't quality attacks. He's won the round on my card on what rate, but these are not quality punches from Ricky Hatton. There's a frantic look about him. He has to settle down and find more accuracy.
Be safe.
The worrying thing is that Tszyu has a way of decoding his opponents, working out what they are doing, and then finding the gaps for his big, heavy shots.
Well, he's just been clipped with a left hook on the way in. Hatton did not give him time to think in the opening round, but he cannot do this. It was too reckless, certainly in the last minute of the round. He's becoming untidy. Dave Parrish trying to tidy it up. Ricky's still been caught on the way in. There's no method in what he's doing at the moment.
But I think he has unsettled Tszyu a bit, and when Tszyu has landed, he's taken it all right. He's on top of him. He's trying to break his rhythm. This is what the plan was. Lay on his chest, deny him leverage for punches, wade away, pressure, pressure, pressure all the way, and set a furious pace. Make this 35-year-old fight 3 minutes of every round. See how he likes that.
Well, this is good stuff from Hatton now because he's bullying Tszyu and he does not like this. He's pushing, he has his body weight back, so there's nothing really in Tszyu's counter punches. Good tactics now from Hatton, a bit more control.
Uppercut on the inside, that might be a key punch for Tszyu. Hatton will have to watch that one. They've worked on that in Tszyu's training camp. But he's been there and seen all this and done it before. Tszyu, he fought in Phoenix where they threw bottles at him when he fought the legend Julio Cesar Chavez. Won that in 6 rounds of faded Chavez, it should be said.
Well, Ian, you have to make a thinking fighter work at a pace he doesn't like, he's not comfortable with, and that's what Ricky Hatton's doing. There's still a kind of frantic look about what he's doing, but it's so intense.
He's almost a force of nature in there, Hatton, at the moment. Just so eager, so much hunger, so much desire to realise his dream, but he must be careful.
He's gluing himself to Tszyu at the moment.
Body shot was a good one. He's really bustling and trying to rough up Tszyu on the inside. And the Russian-born Aussie
good
is having some bad
uppercut, another one. Three in the trot.
Super punches, listen to the crowd, respond to that. It's a pulsating, turbocharged atmosphere in here as Hatton makes the running early.
Tszyu is a quality champion, a class act, but Hatton is not allowing him to show his class. He's jumping on him and just bullying him.
Not yet, anyway. On the right hand, just seemed to move the legs of Tszyu there. He has been down 3 times in his career, including in his only defeat against Vince Phillips, who of course has fought both men and actually tipped Tszyu to win this in 6 rounds. Said he was the hardest hitting fighter he had ever fought in the ring or gym. But this is terrific, I think, from Hatton early on.
Yep,
really wonderful, intense pressure.
He has to find a way to drop this pace, and that's not going to happen unless he hurts Hatton. He has got to hurt Ricky Hatton. If that doesn't happen, he could be in trouble here.
It's an amazing start, this, from Hatton. He's won both the first 2 rounds, beyond dispute, I think.
He's inside. Yeah. You know what he's doing? He's hitting and holding his hands there, mate.
What about this, Jim? What about this atmosphere?
Well, but this is wonderful, a wonderful start. This man has not been allowed to show his class, and he knows it. He knows he has massive problems now. Okay, and good solid jab, but Ricky come right through it again. He's not allowing Tszyu to set himself. And this, okay, at times he's reckless, at times, as I've said, there's a frantic look about the punches. They're not quality shots, but he's making Tszyu work, and that was the 3 knockouts, 3 uppercuts, 1, 2, 3, right up through the middle. And look at the worried look on Tszyu's face. He has never had to cope with anything like this.
This is one thing watching the films of Hatton, another thing facing the reality of him. And although Hatton's in charge early, there might be other phases in this fight. Here's round 3 of it. Tszyu might want to make a statement around now sometime.
Tszyu has to start getting his body weight forward and try to back Ricky up. He must have been told that in the corner, and that's what he's about to try and do. He cannot allow Hatton to keep pushing him back the way he's been doing.
We've never seen Hatton put on the back foot, and I think that's what Tszyu is now going to try to do. This is his answer. Let's see if he can do it. Right hand drilled through the middle. So far, so good in terms of Hatton's punch resistance when Tszyu has caught him.
Well, Tszyu knows what's required. He's realised that he's had 2 rounds that he didn't like one single bit, but he knows what's required. He must stop this man in his tracks and try to push him back.
So far he's managed to do this. He mustn't be too gung-ho. He's fighting here at a rarefied level. Hatton, this is not the fading fighters that he's fought before, or the fringe contenders. This is the real deal.
But we've seen Ricky fighting at this pace several times. We've never seen Tszyu fight at this pace. He does not like this.
Especially at the age of 35, Jim. He's only had 3 rounds in the last 2.5 years. The 3 rounds in which he destroyed Charvet Mitchell, it should be said. Still, the Hatton pressure, another right hand. Seems quite easy to hit. He always has been. He's a good boxer as well.
I think Tszyu's come up with the more quality punches in this round. Ricky forcing himself on. Again, there's no method in what he's doing, but he's getting a result. He's still making the man work, but he's been pinned several times, clipping the chin there.
Yeah, he seemed to just rock him a little bit with that one. He just moved him with that left hook, I thought.
But he knew he had to move forward after taking the punch, not back off, and he did the right thing. He's a natural fighter, Ricky, so when something happens, he goes on to automatic pilot and reacts.
Good body shot, left hook from Hatton. That's the trademark shot that's got him this far. Written off by most experts in America who don't give him a prayer with Tszyu. They think he's overhyped and protected, just a great exciting ticket seller. He aims to prove them all wrong here.
He's been caught again as he comes forward. That was another solid right, a couple of solid rights. These are quality punches from Tszyu, and that is the difference between the two at the moment.
Oh, wicked right hand though from Hatton that time. He is walking onto it, he's got a little bit sloppy in his attacks in this round. Charging in a little bit, too square on possibly.
I just like to see him doing as he's doing, but the hands up a little bit tighter and the chin down.
Coming on strong again, Hatton here, after a less impressive opening to this, the third round.
Well, he's taken that was a decent left hook from Tszyu, and he's walked right through it.
Sometimes just shift to the side, but stay on him. But sometimes shift to the side. Because when I push him and shove him, he'll use the same amount of energy as him. You know what I mean? Just stay on him, but sometimes he's to the side, but he'll fucking go through you. You know what I'm saying? He might stumble through you then. Then he can catch him.
Well, I thought the quality punching of Tszyu took that round for him, but I still feel the tactics are working for Ricky Hatton. He's still making him work. He's making him work every second of the round. And we've seen Ricky do this several times for 12 rounds. Tszyu does not like this. And that a nice little period towards the end of the round when he seemed to get the upper hand, but I thought through the piece, Tszyu was much more accurate. That's the little uppercut which has worked several times here.
Well, one expert said that Kostya Tszyu wasn't born, he was quarried. He really is a hard man from a grim town in Russia. Hatton started fast, Jim. Can he carry it on?
Well, we've seen him do it. The trouble is, this is really physical. He must be feeling the pace because he's doing it in a competitive fight for a change, and there's a massive difference. But I would still say he can last the pace like this longer than Tszyu.
He does set a furious pace and fights at about 150 miles an hour all the time, and he makes you fight 3 minutes around. Drives him back with the jab again. Tszyu's having trouble keeping him away at times.
Tszyu's trying to box now. He's met him head on, doesn't like it, doesn't want to continue. Now he's trying to get a bit of space. He's trying to time him as he comes forward. This is when Tszyu is at his most dangerous. He knows what's required, but he's not finding it easy to execute.
Despite going out to 80 countries in the world, including Australia, where Tszyu is now a national hero. Sunday lunchtime there, and this going out live in America as well at peak time. It's big.
And Tszyu still just pot-shotting with single shots. He's not the one putting punches together. He did have the accuracy in the previous round, but I would say the Hatton corner feel things going according to plan. This is not what he wants. He's been caught at arm's length here.
As he doesn't look at the end of the Tszyu punches. There's that left hook to the body again from Hatton. He does throw that punch wonderfully well, and then he clips Tszyu with a nice short right as well. The more authoritative punches are coming from Hatton. He's wasting a few as he does it, but his work rate is just phenomenal.
Well, Tszyu keeps trying to turn things around with that right hand. He's catching Hatton on the head and getting no change back. Hatton coming right through them. Still roughing them up.
Do worry about Hatton walking onto one of these.
Well, Ian, I think he's taken the shots that have knocked out other people, but he's taken them high, his chin's down.
Oh, that time he walked onto the left hook. He took that as well, but that might have taken something out of Hatton. He doesn't want to take too many of those. That was a sharp, horrible-looking punch from Tszyu, and he's finding a few hooks as he lays with his back to the ropes as well. And he says one was a bit low. Thinks one of those left hooks was a bit low from Hatton that time.
I think one of the problems for Ricky, he's not matching the quality of punch with Tszyu. Still that 100-mile-an-hour stuff, but not the quality. Tszyu beginning to find a little bit of space between them, and that's what he's doing. He's clipped him again with the hook. Ricky has to take chances, but not working out quite so well at the moment.
But he's really whipping up a storm. He's walking onto some of these. Tszyu's having a counter fight on the back foot. I think he kind of knew it was going to be like that. But what do the judges like here? Do they like Hatton's work rate, or maybe the slightly better quality from Tszyu? I mean, the rounds would be open to different interpretation, possibly, Jim.
Yeah, but you can see not a great difference in punches landed. But I have it 2 apiece. Ricky, the first 2 rounds, but I think the quality and accuracy from the champion in the 3rd and 4th round. But Ricky, still things going according to plan because he's making them work.
This is where Hatton gets caught, Jim.
See, that's the quality of the punches. That's what's missing from Ricky's work. Ricky's 100 miles per hour, so when the punches get through, they're not really landing so cleanly.
And his mother can hardly watch this, Carol. It must be absolute torture for her. Oh dear. I mean, it's so tense in here, isn't it?
I mean, it's an unbelievable effort so far from Ricky Hatton.
Walked onto the
right hand.
Yep, right at the start of the round,
And
another
another.
one. Oh dear. Now that was careless. Off the stool and straight into Tszyu's right hand. There's another one. He's measuring them.
Oh, he can't miss him in the right hand, Ian. I think the first one stunned him a bit. First signs of danger for Ricky Hatton.
He's just going to have to be a little cuter, maybe a little bit more side-to-side movement. He mustn't stay out there in the radar. This is not good from Hatton at the start of this round. These are worrying moments for him here now.
Well, when consecutive punches land clearly on target, thankfully he took them on the forehead, his chin was down. But first signs of danger.
He's thrown everything at Tszyu, but this outstanding champion is still there and cool and starting to find some authoritative shots of his own.
Still that untidy look about Ricky's work. I realise he has to keep on top, can't give this fellow a second to think, but we need a bit more quality in the punching.
As he's moved up in class, he hasn't stopped so many opponents, which suggests he's not a world-class mega hitter. Hatton, it's just pressure that's worn his opponents down. And he would hope to do that with Tszyu, but can he?
Look, Ricky trying some jabs there, which I don't think is part of the script, because that's you at arm's length with one of the best counter punchers in the business, yet still walking onto him. There's just a recklessness about him, a lack of method at the moment.
Right hand again, getting through over the top. Beautifully picked punch from Tszyu, who works and works and works at this kind of thing. It's not a freak. He thinks about every punch. He's worked out the strategy.
He's finding time, Ian. That's what he's doing. He's finding time, and what a difference in the action now that he's managing to do that. All we're talking about is split seconds. He's beginning to find them now. Still that good punch, but still that frantic look about Ricky's work.
There's just been a bit of a desperation look about him in this round. He might just be going through a bad period, I don't know. But he's just ploughing forward in straight lines and might pay a penalty for that. But he's still right in this fight.
The strength in his work might be dropping slightly, and maybe you can feel that, and he's beginning to go to work now. I mean, this is a crazy pace for Ricky. I mean, even by his own standards, because this is a competitive fight, and it's much tougher to maintain this. But he's been picked off with some beautiful punches, finishing the round well. But for me, that was a good round for the accurate champion.
Maybe significantly, Tszyu, just in the last minute of the round, his work rate dropped off, having had a good period. Maybe he is feeling this pace at 35. Interesting. Tszyu, you'll notice with his ponytail,
To show him how tough you
which
are.
he says
I know
Hagler
how
has his
fucking
shaven
tough you
skull.
are. Don't do that with this cunt, you know what I mean? It was windmill. It was windmill. The problem is, the only problem you've got was no need to panic, because you're not quite getting enough room for your own punch because you've got to stay close. Do you know what I mean? You're just pushing him straight on, just round.
Sometimes, Ian, there's a recklessness about Ricky that worries me. He's walked straight on, looked away from the punches that was being thrown, tried to dip down, which probably saved the full impact. He's walked straight on, you can see looking behind. I mean, that was perfectly timed. And I mean, he should know, Tszyu had started every round with a speculative right hand, and Ricky's walked right onto that one. The jab was working. The accurate punches for me in that round came from Tszyu.
Tszyu first won this title in his 14th fight against Jake Rodriguez 10 years ago.
There's that right hand again. He's done it every round. What is Ricky thinking of?
Now he starts to lift it again. Look at the desire, and he drives Tszyu back against the ropes and off balance, of the crowd for a moment thought that Tszyu might be going down from that. I think he was caught mainly off balance, but suddenly Hatton, after this 14-week preparation, he's never been in better shape, found something extra again.
And Tszyu complaining about punches round the back of the head. It's always nice to see a confident champion complaining about something. That right hand again. Well, any doubts we had is Ricky Hatton, genuine world class. Forget them now.
He's staying there with Kostya Tszyu. A lot of people thought the first 4 rounds of the fight, if Hatton could get to this point in the fight, he might be in serious business. He's still there, he's still competitive, he's not cut, he hasn't been shaken up. He's had to take some good punches, but he's landed plenty of his own as well. Now read on.
Left hook again. Anytime Tszyu gets him on his back foot, it's big trouble, because he's got room and he's got time to get these bombs off.
But Hatton's throwing more, isn't he? But less quality, perhaps.
Less quality, that's what worries me. Not so accurate. I mean, these are accurate hooks, jolting little right hands. But you could not ask any more from Ricky Hatton.
But will Tszyu begin to wilt? He dropped his hands and got caught by a right hand. Tszyu there, he does drop his hands sometimes. Hatton, I don't know.
He got a reaction from that punch, Ian.
He just might be starting to make the first impressions
Well,
in this exceptional man.
He's coming through Tszyu's bombs. So how does Tszyu like that? What else does he have?
That will lift Ricky Hatton enormously if he can see or feel on the inside that Tszyu is just beginning to wilt, even in some small way. Oh, lovely shot from Tszyu, beautifully picked. Right hand and then a left hook as well. And Hatton again was 2 square on and 2 open. What a fight. Tremendous accuracy from Tszyu. He's keeping it on the outside. That's where Hatton doesn't want to be.
As soon as you give him time, Ian, this is what you get. This is a tough round to score. Ricky's put an awful lot into this. Some success. But again, the accurate stuff comes from Tszyu. This is a difficult round to score. See, there we go again. Ricky, that little bit reckless.
And if he keeps on taking punches like that on the way in, it's going to take the toll later on in the fight, you would feel. I'd like to see him blocking more, slipping more, a bit more side-to-side movement. He's just diving in, hoping his speed will get him onto Tszyu's chest. But on the way through, he's getting picked off. Better quality punches from Kostya Tszyu, I thought, in that round, if we're honest.
Yep, I mean, Ricky could not put more into it. But I tell you, this is not a happy face we're looking at in this corner. He is not enjoying this. I mean, Ricky made a statement at the start of the round here, and maybe he should have finished the round with a statement. He used up some steam there, but he got some good punches off him. We thought for a second, well, actually twice in that round, we thought we had a reaction from some of Ricky's punches. So, does he have the power to trouble Tszyu? We did not think so beforehand. Maybe he does.
Not the raw power, maybe, but the pressure, and the cumulative effect of it, Jim. Is your card, Jim?
Yeah, there's just on the accuracy, we can see the excellent start. A couple of those rounds Ricky could have got on sheer aggression, but I've always been impressed with the counter-punching accuracy of the champion.
I've got it level. I've given it 3 rounds each. You've got it 4 rounds to 2. But I think a lot of these rounds are definitely arguable, no doubt about it. Here's the 7th. We're into the second half of the fight. A lot of people, especially in America, didn't think Hatton would get this far.
Good left hook,
wasn't it? And it sent the sweat spraying from Kostya Tszyu's chin. Is he going to feel this, I wonder? He might say, OK, I destroyed Shambe Mitchell in 3 rounds in my only fight in the last 2.5 years, but it's not an ideal preparation.
Is that left hook again? He's just so accurate. Is there a little bit of strength missing from Ricky's attacks here? Good body punch. There's more like it, Mr. Hatton.
He's still strong, Hatton, and that's significant, I think. And he's younger, 9 years younger. The second half of the fight, he may feel, might be his territory. in these set of circumstances. A lovely right cross, made the angle for that very cleverly. And sometimes his skills are underrated. But tonight he has really been, if we're honest with you, the straight line brawler, hasn't he?
Yeah, but he knows he cannot give this man time to think, time to settle, a split second to get the punches off. See, again, Ricky's coming forward, but there's no method. The method is missing. This is better.
How's this going to pan out now, I wonder? Who's going to want this move? Great punches from Hatton. Listen to the crowd in here. 22,000 of them in the dead of night in Manchester. Hatton's caught again by a clever Tszyu shot. Even Stephen, you couldn't call the winner from here, could you?
That was 3 left hands without reply. Walked on to the 3 of them. I mean, it would be so easy to score some of these rounds to Ricky, but I just feel the quality, and again we're seeing it here. That little bit extra quality. You could not ask for any more effort from Hatton, but just not enough method in some of his work. That was better.
Both tiring a bit, I think, and no wonder, because the pace has been frighteningly intense. Tszyu still very, very accurate. He doesn't waste very many punches, this fella. You just feel something's got to give sometime soon, don't you?
Yeah, that's a terrible low blow from
Tszyu. Hatton's all right. The protective equipment's very good these days, and it needs to be after that.
I tell you what, Ian, that was a full-blooded shot, no question. And you can do without that, because that can sap energy as well. I think one more of them and we'll see a point.
The other little question to throw in here is some people wondering whether Tszyu might be a bit tight at the weight for this fight. There were talk of him training since maybe having to go for an extra run to make the weight for the second weigh-in. I mean, that just could be talk. It's just something to throw into the equation.
Yeah, I don't think so. He's been at 10 stone too long. Okay, a couple of year lie-off, you could put on some weight, you could do without. But no, he's strong. He could not fight at this pace. Was that a stumble from Ricky, or was that a punch? Again, I think the quality of the champion.
You've got to slip his jab and use your own as you're coming in. So snap his head back a little bit, then he can get in. I want you getting back up on the ropes where he's not as dangerous. But then you've got to do your work. Do what you do best and do them angles, stepping round. But don't come too far out, don't give anyone to punch you back. But now you've got to start giving him something. You'll get him to the head. You're not when he's throwing shots, you're not slipping and counting.
See, we're still seeing, oh, that was well low, and that was a full-blooded shot too. Ricky did well not to be making more of that. I mean, Hatton's driving himself forward. He's having good little spells. That was the punch again that got a reaction from Tszyu. But if you look at the punches, they're partially blocked for catching shoulders and elbows when he's being caught cleanly on the chin as he comes forward.
In Tszyu's 16 World Championship fights, he stopped or knocked out 12 of his opponents. Here comes round number 8. To evoke memories of Barry McGuigan's famous win over Eusebio Pedrosa 10 years ago. To go down alongside the big boxing nights in this country. Lovely jab turned into a hook by Hatton at the last moment as well, cleverly.
Bring it up, Kostya, bring it up!
Both feeling the pace.
Who's got the most strength? Hatton. Drawing energy from the crowd, leaping left hooks from again. He's prepared to walk through walls in pursuit of this dream tonight. And it must feel like he's run into a wall a couple of times as well.
I mean, the commitment that he's showing tonight is unbelievable against, as we say, one of the most dangerous punchers in the business. He's never left him for a second. He's made him work, but I'm sure Ricky would have hoped that by now it would be evident that Tszyu was beginning to tire. Good stuff here from Hatton. This is a better round so far for Hatton.
Hold it on now, let him go. Fight!
Yes, good from Hatton again. He's better movement from him. He walked into one right hand. More of the authoritative punches at the moment coming from Hatton, who still looks strong. Another right hand from Tszyu, who must be wondering when These sledgehammer shots of his are going to take some effect. He must be wondering what he's got to do to stop Hatton keep charging into him like this.
I think it's amazing that Ricky's eyes have held up so far. Maybe I shouldn't even mention that I'm tempting fate, because he's took some thunderous punches and he's taken them high on the forehead.
By the way, our American colleagues on Showtime had the fight level at halfway. That was about as I had it. Jim had it by 4 rounds to 2 to Tszyu. Too close to call at the moment. It's a thriller.
Well, Ricky hasn't changed anything, he hasn't altered. He's obviously happy. These are that's just a stumble.
No knockdown. Maybe a sign that they are two tired fighters. You can feel the mutual respect between these two. I think you're right what you said. Whatever happens now, Ricky Hatton's proved tonight he belongs with the elite. Yeah.
Tszyu is breathing with the mouth open now, Ian. The mouth is open. Is he tired? Is there trouble? Don't see any trouble with the jaw. But that's a real sign of tiredness. The mouth gaping like a goldfish at times.
I think his legs are a bit slower as well, Tszyu.
Well, Ricky has turned things around a little bit in this round. He's looking in the driving seat again.
Yeah. Maybe Hatton took that one.
Make him miss Cost. Make him miss and then jump on him, mate.
Bucket.
Spit on the floor.
The floor is fine.
More water.
In your mouth, Brent. You need some water.
Trainer Johnny Lewis. Not much going on in there, is there?
You would expect them to be told to push Ricky back, meet him in the centre of the ring, meet him hang on, never back off.
Don't be on the ropes. Cost, it's important to jab him hard, bring him onto it. He's going to rush out, mate.
I think this is a crucial round in the fight. Lovely uppercut from Hatton, tried to follow with hook. But this happened a couple of times, but not so often in that round as the previous ones. But I think this is an important stage in the fight, and Ricky has just had a good round. So, is this going to be significant?
Landed, a few more by Hatton. Round 9, getting into the home stretch phase of this fight. Now, two tired fighters, they must be, after this frenetic pace we've had all night long here. We thought this would be a dramatic night. It's proved to be that. But will one of them wilt? Will one of them feel it late on?
Well, Ricky looks to me to have found a second wind, that they're trading right hands, and Ricky doesn't complain about it.
The fact is that Hatton has put in a big performance, as he promised his fans he would do. As he said, the fact that he hasn't fought at this level before doesn't mean that he can't.
Body language signs that Tszyu is trying to hide here. He's not happy with this pace.
Mouth gaping open a little bit too, and just getting blood around, getting marked up around the face. I think he's finding this hard, very hard now.
He is finding this almost impossible. He does not like this. I think the previous round was significant. In a fight like this, there's usually one round that turns it one way or the other. And I have the feeling it may have turned it in Ricky Hatton's favour.
Smashing right hand from him too, and less of the counters now from Tszyu, who's just beginning, you feel, to be a little bit sickened by all of this. He's running into a hurricane called Hatton.
Look, can't get any punches off. He is really beginning to look exhausted, Kostya Tszyu, and running out of ideas.
Perpetual motion, whirling dervish type stuff from Ricky Hatton. Work, then more work. Left hook, right uppercut on the inside. Then he bustles Tszyu against the ropes. It's his kind of fight at the moment. This is a big period in the fight for Hatton. Listen to the crowd as well now, trying to lift him towards the finish line.
Well, Ricky has taken Tszyu's punches when he was at his strongest, so you wouldn't expect him to spring anything now. Okay, it can happen, but it would be a surprise. Ricky really looking good now.
Just looking a little bit unsteady, and the mouth gaping open, Kostya Tszyu. He's definitely tiring. He's I think Hatton knows too, and has been lifted by the fact that he can feel he's just getting to Tszyu a bit.
And Ricky's been involved fighting at this pace several times. Tszyu has never. Low punch again. You can see a point being deducted. I would imagine yet he's been told that is the last warning.
Oh, that was another low one. He might be in trouble there. Very low one. He'll have 5 minutes to get over this if he needs to.
Well, I think he'll take it, Ian. I'll be surprised if he doesn't take it, because he is struggling with the pace here.
People are standing in the aisles now in expectation. That's knocked a lot out of Tszyu. Does he make a lot of that? He's entitled to. And Hatton, is he going to have a point deducted for this? I mean, in reality, what do you think, Jim?
No, I mean, he's taken 2 low blows himself. You can't expect him to deduct a point. It was accidental. Ricky as a body puncher. But there's Tszyu, as I thought, with his experience, he's taken every second here he can get, because he needed this rest. He was struggling badly.
It's significant he is taking a good long rest as well. Seems all right now. Yep, I'm okay, he says. There's been a great atmosphere between the two fighters all week. No phony ballyhoo, no trash talking. They clean it up, says Dave Paris. Referee, by the way, who gets married in a couple of months' time as well, so quite a year for him. Uppercut again from Hatton.
There's a tired look about Tszyu's punching as well now. His head's not moving. This fight has turned all the way around.
Hatton is some kind of wild marauder in there tonight. Again. He might have won the last 3 rounds.
Yep, he certainly won the last 2.
He's a strong bastard. You know his title, you've got to dig deep now and fucking start throwing more shots, you know what I mean?
Well, no question, that was well south of the border, and I knew Tszyu would take full advantage of the little break there, because he was struggling at that point. Yep, Hatton, again, the first time maybe since the first and second round, Hatton beginning to bully Tszyu again, getting the punches off. His work is looking effective now. He's pushing Tszyu back so that there's no weight in the punches coming back his way. The tactics are spot on. They've been spot on all the way through. They were dangerous, but he's beginning to get results, I feel.
There's an amazing sense of excitement and expectation around here now, because the crowd sense that Hatton is ahead, but there could still be more drama to come. Tszyu is picked up again on the ropes. This man who's only been beaten once, back in 1997, by Vince Phillips, who later became a Hatton victim. He was pretty old by then, mind you. There's another left. Goes in from Hatton, who's having things pretty much his own way. And what happened to the Tszyu counters? Much less of them now, Jim.
Yeah, I think the strength has gone from Tszyu's punches. His movements have slowed. He's been caught cleanly to the head, which wasn't happening. He's struggling badly. Ricky Hatton is going to win this, Ian.
It's a big shout, Jim. I hope you're right. He's wilted a little bit by that right hand.
He's taken the best that Tszyu could hand out when Tszyu was strong. Now Tszyu is struggling.
Hatton might even sense that he could stop this famous champion. He's all over him at the moment, and the crowd in here are going absolutely potty. Forget sleep tonight.
He's just so fired up. He's just totally disregarding the punches that have come his way all night long. He has been caught with Tszyu's best, but he's just taken them and come through them.
It's an unanswerable fire and desire. There's a right hand back from Tszyu. Just a little reminder to Hatton not to be too careless with it. This man is not a champion for nothing. Never, ever write him off. But I think what you said, Jim's right. There will be less in his punches now. You'd think so anyway. Maybe the strength has gone a bit from him. But he does have an enormous capacity to dig very deep. And he's trying to do that now as Hatton moves across the ring like some kind of wild jungle cat at him.
Yep, suddenly for the first time he's looking all of his 35 years. Ricky Hatton has made him work every second of every round, and he's been caught with full-blooded punches and his head's gone back.
He's looking a little bit unsteady, I think, Tszyu, as he was driven back there, and his legs seem to stiffen again, and I think he's having to really go to the well now to stay in this fight. Still of good shots from him, mind you, there.
Yeah, but not too many these days.
Lovely uppercut from Hatton, then a body shot, then another uppercut. Oh, and he's got him again on those ropes. Tszyu is trapped there. There's nowhere to hide. He's in a very dark place in there at the moment.
This is a wonderful round for Ricky Hatton.
Oh, he's taken everything.
He's walking through them. He's walking right through them.
It's unbelievable, that, really. That is a big round for Hatton. And he's beginning to pull away, certainly on our cards anyway. He might be 6 minutes away from something very, very special.
Took his fucking best shots now. You be careful of his fox, you've got to keep working. You know what I mean? Yeah. What are the fucking gas from tomorrow? It's there now, it's there now for the taking. Just be careful of that big shot. You took everything he's got. But you've got to work your balls off now. Yeah. This is it. Get some more on his head. Loads on his head.
I don't think Tszyu can find anything. I think his tank's empty. His pride and his courage, all he has left. Ricky is even more fired up now. He's coming through everything that's coming his way, just totally disregarding what Tszyu has.
By the way, we do apologise for some of the industrial, emotive language in the corners, but I think you kind of understand you're on the inside of a mega fight. 11th round. Tszyu tries something right at the start of the round with the right hand.
He's actually tried that every round, the right hand. Ricky is expecting it now.
Mustn't get careless, Hatton has to stay cool. Lost his balance there, Tszyu. One or two of the fighters earlier on the undercard did that as well. It is a bit of a slippy canvas there. Tszyu!
Look at the tiredness in the legs, Ian.
Yeah.
Stumbling and staggering all over the place.
I think his instinct and his quality as a champion is just keeping him in there at the moment. Oh, that's a good shot from Tszyu there. He might look to come on strong. He is coming on a bit strong. But Hatton has an answer again.
I would not have believed Tszyu could find the strength and energy to deliver these good shots again, but Ricky's still coming through them.
You do wonder how the judges have got this. I've got Hatton in a useful lead, but that's just my card.
Well, I had Tszyu well ahead in the early stages. Hatton has trimmed it back. I have them level at the moment, but the fight has turned strongly in Hatton's favour.
Good jab from Hatton, re-establishing himself a bit with that one. Drives Tszyu back across the ring. Oscar De La Hoya called Kostya Tszyu an animal, a beast, a man who's only in there to knock you out. But he's been on the receiving end of a lot from Hatton in this fight. Hatton has got better in the second half of the contest.
Yeah, well, that was obviously the plan. Sit on his chest, just stay there all the way through the fight. They can work every second of every round, and now it's paying dividends.
Tszyu's found something a little bit extra when he seemed as if he was starting to really fade.
He can't sustain anything. Hatton is still sustaining what he's doing.
Lovely uppercut. He really has outbrawled and outworked Tszyu at times in there. Heads came dangerously close to banging together, but it's probably too late for any cut to be a factor here now.
Tszyu is in survival mode at the moment, just waiting for the bell to finish this round. Can't really muster anything.
Everything they worked on in that Phoenix gym, or a lot of it anyway, has paid off. He's had to come through some bad moments, but they knew that too. One round left. One round left. Hatton's landed more punches. Jim, how are you scoring this fight now with 3 minutes to go?
I have Hatton back in front again. I had him in front after the first 2 rounds. then for me the quality of the champion's punches got him in front. But I have Hatton 1 point up, but I wouldn't be surprised if the judges have been impressed with Hatton's aggression and they have it further. There's my scorecard there, 105, 104. All he needs is one more good round and he's done the unbelievable. That was just the slipping of the canvas, but quite rightly Ricky took full advantage of that. I think they've retired them. There's something going on in the corner.
Let's have a look here. Dave Ferris is talking. Tszyu's gone in, it's over! The dream is made real! Ricky Hatton rocks the world with a truly stunning win over a modern legend. He is the champion of the world. The Hitman really has arrived in the big time. What a performance, what a night here in Manchester. They are in tears in that corner. Tszyu retired on his stool.
Ian, all the predictions of all the experts before the fight, who would have said Ricky Hatton would force Kostya Tszyu to quit on his stool? Unbelievable, there's the family. Look at the family, we can only imagine how they feel. Look at Ricky. Fantastic performance from first bell until it was over.
Absolute bedlam around this arena. The family celebrate. What a moment for Ricky Hatton. Derided by a lot of critics in America, he's stuffed the words right down their throat tonight.
No one in America gave Ricky the slightest chance. They were looking upon him as a two-round job. They were saying Ricky Hatton's style was made for Kostya Tszyu. I have to be honest, Ian, I thought myself that his style would suit Tszyu, but his passion, his commitment, and just what he was prepared to give of himself, Tszyu could never match that. Unbelievable.
Destiny calling for Ricky Hatton. He's worked so long for this. Oh, what joy, what joy. They said he was a protected fighter, some people. Now this is the moment when Hatton realised his lifetime dream. With 3 minutes to go in the fight, Hatton, I can tell you, was ahead on all three cards anyway at the time. They pulled Tszyu out. Over.
Tszyu had absolutely nothing left. When we say champions should go out in their shield, but you can't blame the man. His reputation is sound forever. Wonderful champion. Sad to see him out, but we are delighted for Ricky Hatton.
I wonder whether that might be curtains for Kostya Tszyu after a wonderful career, and he's been a fantastic service. But this is Hatton's night, and I tell you what, multi-million-dollar paydays will open up for him after this in America. Everyone will want to fight him. He's such fantastic value in the ring. He's such a dramatic, exciting fighter. They'll be queuing up for him.
The Americans love his style, and he has just become public enemy #1 because everyone will want to share the ring with Ricky to make the big bucks. And thankfully, he's in a wonderful division. Look at a man beaten.
He just walked into Hurricane Hatton tonight. That's what happened. The sheer fire, desire, intensity of Hatton. He would not be denied. And he fully deserved it. I had him in a pretty handy lead of about 3 points going into that last round. I know Jim had it a little bit closer than that. But Hatton, a deserving winner, a wonderful winner. And this is a night for British boxing to go with the great ones like Barry McGuigan's win over Eusebio Pedrosa, or even Randolph Turpin's legendary win over Sugar Ray Robinson.
I think it will eclipse some of those. I think this performance will eclipse some of those.
And don't forget as well, Lloyd Hannigan beating Don Curry. It's alongside those.
This is the second he realises he was champion of the world. He had beaten the best of the best.
You've done it. Look at Billy Graham. Great credit to him as well. What a job he's done with Ricky Hatton. This is a night that they will never forget in Manchester, or indeed the rest of Britain.
No, this is a fantastic performance. I mean, keeping in mind, very few people gave him a chance, as we were saying. The Americans thought it was a two-round job. Boy, will they be eating humble pie, but the phone lines will be hot within the next few days.
The very dignified Tszyu bows to the crowd Hatton takes the salute, but the baton has been well and truly passed on tonight.
Yep, and Ricky, I think, can name his price and name his opponent. He is one of the hottest fighters on the planet at the moment.
Jim, nice guys do finish first sometimes, yes?
There you go, and it's nice when it happens. He said he would do it, okay, very few people believed him, but a wonderful performance from start to finish. He took everything that a superb champion had to offer, walked through it, and come back with something that little bit better. Sometimes it was untidy, I used the word frantic a couple of times, but he was always doing what he wanted to do, make the 35-year-old champ work for every second of the fight. Wonderful performance.
I don't think he can quite take it all in. There's only one Ricky Hatton. I tell you what, Kostya Tszyu glad about that.
Well, I think a couple of times Kostya Tszyu was thinking we surrounded with maybe 2 or 3 Ricky Hattons.
He was sensational tonight. Yeah, he made a few technical mistakes early on. He was diving in a bit too much, but basically they got it right, didn't they?
Yep, the plan was to make this fella work every second because the 35-year-old legs, and that's what he did. Nothing that Tszyu did discouraged Ricky. He took his best, and believe me, Ian, he got caught with the best punches that Tszyu could offer, and he took them and walked through them, never deterred for a second.
Might be the end for Kostya Tszyu. They'll discuss that soon. Floyd Mayweather fights Arturo Gatti in a mega fight in this division in the United States, and it doesn't take the greatest imagination for somebody to come up with the idea of the 2 winners meeting each other, though they are with rival TV companies, which might be a bit of a factor on the American front. Hatton has done it. Say it and believe it. He's the champion of the world against all the odds. He's confounded them all. It's Ricky Hatton's great night here in Manchester.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout has been stopped at the end of round number 11. Our referee in charge, Dave Paris, stops the contest upon suggestion of the corner. He is the winner by way of technical knockout, still undefeated, and now the new IBF light welterweight champion of the world, Ricky the Hitman Hatton.
Well, the first Hitman is moving towards getting as famous as the original one, Tommy Hearns. And the celebrations begin. And they're playing his tune again. He looks like he's fresh enough to do it again, Hatton.
Yeah, but I don't think we'll bother asking him. I mean, in wonderful condition. We've seen him box at that pace before, but never in such a competitive fight.
Hatton's going to speak to the audience here.
Manchester! I always said I'd be number 1. And you know what? You, me loyal fans, deserve it as much as me. We did it together tonight. And I tell you what, there's only one word I can use for your support tonight, and that was legendary. God bless you all. I mean it.
A memorable night here
And I think you'll agree,
in Manchester.
if I can be half the champion Kostya Tszyu was, I'd have been doing well. So give Kostya a great champion. A round of applause, please, for me.
Well said indeed, and Tszyu appreciates that. He has been a fantastic fighter, Kostya Tszyu.
Can you be quiet for a little while? At least for the end of the fight. Thank you. You know,